98.7 The Gator, Jason and Franny with you. I am a huge Panthers fan, and it finally happened. After 30 years in the franchise history, they finally brought home Lord Stanley. I can't tell you how excited I am about it. And, I can't actually get the cup in my house, but it turns out I might be able to do that. And we got some really cool things out there. And we got Nicole Massey. She's from NIKCO Sports. She's going to tell us about the commemorative pieces that they've got putting out for the Stanley Cup Series. Nicole, how you doing today? How pumped up are you about the Stanley Cup win?
I am extremely excited. Anytime it's a first, it's awesome. Being in the sports memorabilia industry, you see a lot of teams that are usually the people in it. So it's nice when you got somebody who's new and has it, for the first time. So we're very excited, and we are actually promoting a limited edition set, and it is a championship puck and an 8-inch replica Stanley Cup, and it's a resin Stanley Cup, and it is a beautiful set to be able to have for any fan. There's only going to be a limited edition of 2024 of these sets. Each set will come with an individually numbered certificate of authenticity,
Awesome.
and it's definitely something that any fan is going to want to have, and it'll be an amazing conversation piece.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't wait to get my hands on one of these. I had the chance of actually seeing the real Stanley Cup one time, and it was amazing, but I'll never be able to have that in my house because, well, I'm not a hockey player. But this is something I can't wait to get in here. And now, tell me more about the puck itself. Now, this is actually an authentic, legit hockey puck, and there's information on the front from the entire playoff series and all the players on the back. Can you give me a little bit of information about the puck itself?
Yeah, so the puck itself is manufactured by Glasgow, who's the official puck of the NHL. And on one side of the puck, it's going to have the road to the finals, the breakdown of their scores, all that information, Panthers colors and logos. And then on the other side, it's going to have the full team roster, which, as you know, is not a small thing, but it'll be on the back
No.
side of that puck. So having that nice puck with the red Panthers that's going to be on there as well, sitting next to the replica Stanley Cup, it's going to really pop. We're also working and donating a portion of the proceeds to the Florida Panthers Foundation. So we're very excited to be partnering with them and helping to give some money back there to the local community.
That's huge. That is absolutely huge. We're happy to hear that a portion of the proceeds are going to go back to the Florida Panthers Foundation. Now, let's talk about the series for a second, right? This was driving me absolutely nuts. We had the 3-game sweep. We're looking to get the 4-game sweep. Go and lose game 4. Go and lose game 5. My anxiety was through the damn roof. Go and lose game 6 only to bring it back home to 7. Now, going into the game, as you're watching it, what did you think was going to be the outcome? Be honest with me now.
Well, half my family lives in Florida. And so in my gut,
Okay.
I'm like, I know Florida's going to pull it off. I was raised in Florida. I know Florida's got this. But the other part of me is just like, you know what? I cannot believe they drug this out 7 games because I was literally pulling my hair out. So it was anxious. Anxious would be how I described it, but it was good. But in my gut, I think I felt like it's going to happen.
Well, the franchise turned 30 years, but that's also as long as it's been since Canada has had the cup in their country. So they really were pushing and pushing hard. And I read a stats earlier today that this was the most watched Stanley Cup in, I think, 5 years. And it's obviously because they had a Canadian team in it. And you can never discount Connor McDavid. Connor
Nope.
McJesus, as they call him. And man, he got the Conn Smythe Award. He was a great player. I was worried about it. But once they got into those final seconds, man, I just started losing. I'm getting chills just thinking about it right now. I
Yeah.
really am.
Yeah, and no, it's one of those things. It's amazing, and it's when it actually happened and it pulled off. I'm a sports fan in general, and so I love seeing teams that are very much competitive and in it and doing it. So they were both doing really good, and they're both great teams. So it was nice to see that it did what it did, but it definitely was hard to say, "Oh yeah, this looks like it's going to be a sweep," and then it was just like, "Nope."
Here we go. Here we go. Well, the team is still a young team, and there a lot of the guys are staying. So, look, I'm hoping for a repeat next year. That'd be fantastic. I hope we're having the same conversation, doing the same commemorative set again next year. But circling back to the set, I'm looking at this thing. I can't wait to get my hands on one. Look, I'm a huge South Florida sports fan to begin with. I've got stuff from when the Marlins won. I've got memorabilia from the 72 Dolphins. I've got all sorts of stuff. I cannot wait to add the Florida Panthers again. I'm a lifelong fan. So whether you're like me or you're a lifelong fan or you're just new to hockey and new to being a Panthers fan, you got to check out the Stanley Cup Champions puck set from NIKCO Sports. It's NIKCOsports.com. And I want to make sure that we spell it properly here. It's NIKCO Sports.com, right?
That's correct. It's NIKCO sports.com. And then our toll free number is 800-345-2868. And the thing about it is these sets are going to sell out quickly because there's only 2024. But what's great about it is that they'll make great gifts as well as you having your own. I've got people that are interested in these that aren't even hockey fans, which, as
Right.
sacrilegious as that sounds, they are not hockey fans, but they're like, this is a first thing. This is history. This is an investment. This is something to have your hands on. There's nothing like your first. And so many people are jumping on that bandwagon. So you Panthers fans that have been there for 30 years, you better get this now because you got some bandwagoners that are trying to get in on your stuff.
Well, I'm hoping to get my hands on copy number one of 2024. And again, these are authentic cups. They've got the entire playoff series on them from round two against the Lightning, round one against the Lightning, round two against the Bruins, round three against the Rangers, and of course the final against the Oilers. And that's on one side. The entire roster of the 23-24 team on the other side, and of course a replica of the cup itself. It is too cool. I'm excited to get my hands on these. If you're a Panthers fan and just a hockey fan in general, you're going to want to pick up one of these. NIKCOsports.com, NIKCO Sports.com. Nicole, is there anything else that you want to tell us about NIKCO Sports, about this commemorative set, or anything else in general?
I think just in general, we are definitely a sports enthusiast company, and we make things that we know sports fans are going to want and hold on to. And one of the biggest compliments that we get is when we hear back from the people that have gotten items and they've passed it down to a generation, or they're holding on to it, or it just brings like the joy of the conversation in the room. So when the people get these sets, when they get the cup and puck, we know that it's going to bring that joy and that excitement and reliving the cup and that game seven. And so we're very excited about that. And of course, being able to donate to local communities when we do our promotions is a big, big part of our business.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Well, we've been showing you the cups throughout this interview. Go to NIKCOsports.com, NIKCOsports.com. Check it out for yourself. Get in on that order so you can have one of these and celebrate the championship win of our Florida Panthers. Hoorah. Go Cats. Vamos Gatos. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for the parade this Sunday. Are you going to be trying to make it out there?
I wish I could. I'll probably be just watching the highlights. Unfortunately, I don't really stop working. So
I understand. I'm going to try to get out there, but I'm in the same boat. Well, I appreciate your time, Nicole. Thank you so much. This is an amazing set. Again, check it out. NIKCOsports.com, NIKCO Sports.com. Get this Stanley Cup Championship puck set to celebrate our Florida Panthers victory and winning the Stanley Cup. Let's go, Cats.